Hey, what is up everyone? It's Quan and welcome back to another patch notes yapping session. Well, it's season notes this time since we don't have a new update. And the season notes this time is for the Speed Resolutions season. So you may be wondering, wait Quan, how are you uploading this like so early? Didn't the patch notes come out like an hour ago or something? Well, I've actually been allowed to record the content a little bit earlier than usual. I've already asked the people I needed to ask and I am allowed to do this. So I expect to see future patch notes yapping sessions to be also released sooner as well. So, Speed Resolutions season. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. If you have tokens, like if you have like 6 digits of tokens like I do right now, there are 3 things that you may want to look for in the season. First up, Tushek Aeon E special event. Second up, Venom F5 time limited event, and 3, Jesko Absolut special event. Yeah, that's it. Like, that's the main spotlight of the season. Those 3 cars, 3 extremely high-end S-Class car, I remind you. Like, Tushek Aeon E, then Venom F5, and Jesko Absolut. Man, what are we doing at this point? This season completely demolishes the current holiday overdrive season. Like, let's just say, in the Drive Syndicate, Bugatti Bolide, nah screw it, we have the Tushek Aeon E. Koenigsegg Chimera, irrelevant, we have the Jesko Absolut. Sheeran Super Sport 300 plus spot, like who the fuck cares about that? We have the Venom F5. That's just how stacked this season is, but of course, you will need a lot of tokens for all these events. And for what supports these events needs, let's dive into it right now. I have the good old trusty notepad right here that has like all the events and stuff, and I'll be looking at it and I will analyze like all the cars required for all these events and stuff. So my first special event of the Speed Resolution season is the Lamborghini Revuelto special event. So Revuelto will require the Ford GT Mark II, MC12, Ascender SUV12, the Sesto Elemento SC20, and the Chrysler ME412. So this lineup right here, mostly easy cars. It's mostly easy cars like GT Mark II, MC12, Ascender. Like all those cars are either car hunt cars. MC12 has been in a GP and then car hunts. GT Mark II also GP and like 4 car hunts, even though this car requires a lot more blueprints than the MC12. Sesto Elemento. Sesto Elemento actually had like a star hunt. Was it like a few months ago? I should forgot, but it does have a star hunt and also a few other events. It's also in Legend Store at a high garage level, I think. So maybe you guys will not be able to get, yeah, it's level 52, it's really high up here. So you'll probably not be able to get the Sesto from the Legend Store, but if you already have the Sesto from like the star hunts and stuff, that would be great because it's required in the Revuelto special event. And Lamborghini SC20. Also, Ascender SUV12 is a special hunt car, so most people already have that if you played like in the past year or so. Lamborghini SC20 also started as a GP car and had like a bunch of events, including I think it was required in a linked special event for like Countach, if I remember correctly. And that was how I maxed out this car, so I'm very much prepared for the Revuelto special event, except for this one car, the Chrysler ME412. Last time this car was featured was in the 4th of July Spotlight event for the Venom F5. I've only managed to get this car to like barely unlocked because I didn't have the mental capacity to just endlessly grind for more blueprints. So I just left it at stock, so this is gonna be one of the blockers in this event for me. But it doesn't really matter that much for me to be honest. Like Revuelto, I already have it like very near max at this point. Like almost 6 stars and I already have 9 epics for it, so I will be able to just simply goat this car from this event. But for you guys, it is a relatively easy event with most cars being featured and also quite easy to get, except for the Chrysler ME412. This is the only hard car to get in this entire special event. And for the Revuelto itself, it's an okay car. Like, it's still an Elite B. It's still going to be an Elite B for like quite a while, so yeah, it's still worth kind of a worthy car to get, I suppose, if you want like a car that will stay in Elite B for. To be fair, the Elite B lineup hasn't been updated in like a year at this point. Ever since the F101 was kicked out, it's still these 5 cars for like the past year. So I don't know, man. If you just want an Elite B car, then you can get the Revuelto. And next up, Peugeot Onyx Norway, you know the drill, you know the cars in there, I will not be talking about it. Next is the C63 AMG DTM Grand Prix. So, as expected, the only other key car in this current update is a Grand Prix car. So we have 2 Mercedes Grand Prix this update, and unfortunately, like I said in the last video, like the last patch notes analysis video, this car is not great, and from what I've seen in test drives, it's just okay. It really is just a worse 599XX. So, just a collector's item. I personally myself would want this car, because like this has like some nostalgia factor coming to it, because like, of course I've driven a previous version of it in Asphalt 6, like what, 11-12 years ago, and then no, it was even more, it was like 15 years ago. And of course there's also other variants of it in Asphalt 8 and also Asphalt Extreme, so of course I will be trying to get this car just because of the nostalgia factor. But if you want a good C-Class car, then this is not it. This is not really that good of a car. Next up, Tushek Aeon E special event. So this is the second special event of this season, and it will require the McLaren Artura, the De Tomaso P900, the Sorpasso GT3, the SC63, Zonda Shinke, and Envision 74. So this lineup right here is a little bit more difficult, but it's actually not that hard. Let me explain. So the Artura was a Legend Pass car, but then it had a car hunt. I didn't manage to get that many blueprints in the car hunt, unfortunately, because I kind of lost the ability to play car hunts properly since like last year or something. But it was a car hunt car, so some of you may have it, some of you may not. It's a Forza B-Class car, so it will require a lot of blueprints to max. I don't expect too many people to have this car at max, so it's sort of a blocker. It's definitely a block for me. De Tomaso P900. The P900 is the C-Class De Tomaso over here. Has had like 2 or 3 car hunts that I was like lazy to do in like all 3 of them, so I do not have any progress on this car. I'm so screwed in this event. But yeah, if you did the car hunts for this car, then good for you. You have another car to use in the Tushek Aeon E special event. French Vento Sorpasso GT3, this thing right here. I think it only had 1 Grand Prix, and it only appeared in like special events afterwards. Like it was only required in special events after the original Grand Prix. I don't think it had a second one. If you guys know anything about it, then let me know in the comments. But I don't think this car had a second GP. This is definitely gonna be like another relatively hard car to get, because like no one really cares about this car. It looks ugly. The decal hides a bit of its ugliness, but this car looks ugly, and then it doesn't perform well in S-Class, so nobody went for it, and now it's just haunting us back in these like special events. And Lamborghini SC63. The SC63 recently, I mean not that recently, it was also like months ago. It had like an Unleashed, and it was also a linked special event. So if you were playing like at that time around like June to like July 2024, I think. No, not 2024. June to July 2025, where this car had the linked special event and also the Unleashed. And before that, even the GP for this car, then you will have a head start for the Tushek Aeon E special event. So again, all of these cars were featured like quite recently, around like 1 to 1.5 years back. They're not asking for like more obscure cars that haven't been featured in a long time. So if you were like active throughout the time frame, then you will have some cars for this event. And next up, Zonda Shinke. It's also another car that was featured recently, because it's the 4th car of DS11. Was it DS11 or DS12? I think it was DS12, not 11. DS12 for the Russian Imperium. This was the 4th car in the Drive Syndicate. So yeah, like all those 4th cars and Drive Syndicates, if you can probably just try to get as far as you could. If you can get to this 4th car and somehow unlock it, then that's better, because like all these cars will have a tendency to be required in future special events, especially for the high-end ones, because like, as you know, like the 4th car in the Drive Syndicate is where a free-to-play player, like it's the limit for a free-to-play player. They cannot get further than that, usually. Well, except for like DS11, but DS11 is a different story. Almost every single Drive Syndicate, like the 4th car is the main blocker. It's gonna be like the hardest section for you to get through in a Drive Syndicate. So, of course, naturally it's gonna be required in a special event for like a 5100 ranked car. If you did DS12 and got to this stage, then congrats, you do have a little bit of a head start as well. But if you did it, then unfortunate for you, you will have to get this car. I mean, it's easy to unlock, but starting it up is the hard part. All these like 6-star A-class cars now require like 3 more blueprints to max compared to the old 267 blueprints to max. Like the older archetype of blueprints, the newer one will require more blueprints to max. It's also harder to start up as well. So, and speaking of being active, the final car required for the Tushek Aeon E special event is the Hyundai N-Vision 74. Now, the N-Vision 74 alongside the Ioniq 5N was part of like the Hyundai season that was like extremely promoted. There were a lot of codes like coming from a bunch of like content creators, even content creators that don't make content about Asphalt 9 that often, or doesn't even make Asphalt 9 content at all. There were codes for it that gave a bunch of blueprints for both the Ioniq 5N and the N-Vision 74, and I myself am one of those people that managed to get like almost all the codes available for it, so now I have a max Hyundai N-Vision 74. So good for me, I guess. I get one more Tushek Aeon E epic import part. But yeah, overall this event is not an easy event. You would need to be active in this game for the past 1.5 years, around that time frame. You would have to be active in this game for you to have like all these support cars for the Aeon E. And if you don't, then you will have to dump a little bit of tokens on the support cars for you to maybe be able to get to where the single packs for the Tushek Aeon E will appear. So Tushek Aeon E, this car from the test drive seems relatively good, although it has like some assertion delay. The drift is pretty spectacular, to be honest, although the main issue with this car is the nitro. 25 nitro at max. Yeah, that's not it. If you cannot drive, like, there was the Bugatti Bolide like in MP2 last week. If you cannot drive the Bolide, then you will also not be able to drive the Tushek Aeon E. I'll be completely blunt about that, because the Bolide, like, it has 27 nitro, which is like more than the Aeon E. I mean, it's not much more, but it's still more. And if you cannot drive the Bolide because of the nitro, then you will not be able to drive the Tushek Aeon E. Although the Aeon E is a good car and you can practice with it, sure, it can be pretty solid as well. It works really well as like a Bolide substitute. I think that's a word. Again, there's still one more car that we have to look at in this season. And it's right under the Bugatti Bolide over here, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. Absolute cinema this is, like, because no one expected the Absolut to be a free-to-play car before the Bugatti Bolide. So of course, like, you guys know that I'm a free-to-play player. I basically got a gift in the Drive Syndicate, which got me to like, well, 5 stars for the Bugatti Bolide, and I will max this car as well later on. I will not count this as a free-to-play car though. It's still like something I got from like extra benefits. So Jesko Absolut is still a free-to-play car before the Bugatti Bolide, and that's just insane. Except if this happens. So let's look at the support list for the Absolut. First car, the Aston Martin Velour. I kind of regret skipping the hunt for this car because, like, you know, like the newer hunts, like they only have 5% drop rates, and that pisses me off so bad that I don't want to do hunts for them. Now they're just coming back to haunt me, like, ah, damn it, man. Why must the game do this to me? But yeah, the Velour is one of them. If you skip this hunt, then you're in the same boat as me. We are dead. We are absolutely dead. R390 GT1. R390 GT1 had like 3 Grand Prix, a car hunt, and it's also in the Legend store. I did not manage to max the car in the car hunt, so I'm just slowly buying blueprints for it in the Legend store at this point. There's still around like 3 weeks until the Jesko Absolut special event starts. So you do have some time to buy more blueprints for the R390 GT1 if you don't have it maxed yet. Next car after that. Interesting choice. Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster. I would have thought that the Absolute special event would be harder than this, considering like how stupidly hard the Venom F5 event is. And they used a car that was given up for free. Let's not forget that at the start of the holiday overdrive season, everyone, like literally everyone, got 70 blueprints for the Aventador SVJ. This is literally a free car, and later on there was also a code that gave more packs for the Aventador SVJ. So basically everyone have a head start for the Jesko Absolut special event out of like any special event that could use this car in. They could have used this in the Revuelto event, and it's a Lamborghini, it's an easy car to get now. But no, they actually used it in the Jesko Absolut special event. So there are 2 things that comes out of this. One is that maybe the event is not as hard as we think. And 2, maybe the event is as hard as we think, or even harder than we think. Because why would they use such an easy car in an event like this? What I think is that these support cars might require epics. They might require epics for you to progress in the Jesko Absolut special event. It was what happened in the Venom F5 special event back in 2021 as well. You needed like 3 of those cars at gold, meaning that you have to get all epics with them for you to do the later stages. And knowing that the Jesko Absolut is a key car, yep, it is a key car, so most likely it is gonna be 100% to complete special event. If you cannot get 100%, then no key for you. Also, I just realized, like in the patch note, they actually misspelled the C on Lamborghini Cena. That's funny. Let me just fix this real quick. But I still think that this special event will be hard. It will be hard, even though the cars didn't seem that hard. So let's just look at the cars first, and then I'll talk about what I think later. Faraday Future FF01. So this car is hard to get, sure, because like nobody went for it. It's a garbage car that nobody wants. It did have like some sort of those tour events and like a few road tests at the start, but no one really cares about this car. So of course they're using cars that no one cares about for a special event of a high-end S-Class car again. And this would be a huge issue if they actually require epics, because epics for these cars are not easy to get at all. They're not in Legend store, so you're not going to be able to get epics for it frequently. Because like Valor, the FF01, and also like the Dracuma over here, the Ashlani Dracuma, or yeah, Ashlani Dracuma. I don't consider this a car. This is just a hollow shell of nothing. But where are you gonna get epics for these cars if they actually require epics? So that's one thing to keep in mind. Don't have too high hopes just because it's a Jesko Absolut special event. Remember that back then they used to require epics for support cars for you to progress in a special event. So just be prepared for like the worst case scenario. Don't expect too much, because like, well, yes, you can still like spend tokens on like epic packs and stuff. So I will still say the Jesko Absolut is quote unquote free to play, like even before the special event actually starts. But the difficulty of it really depends on whether these support cars will require epics or not. It really depends on that. If they don't require epics, perfect. That's literally the best thing I can ask for, and I can just like spend tokens on the multi-packs to just max out each support cars and just get my own Absolute. It's just as easy as that. But if they require epics, then it's a completely different story, and at that point you will have to calculate much more for you to see if you can even get to any near unlocking the Jesko Absolut. But of course, the event is not out yet. These are all just speculation. I hope my speculations are wrong. I hope that they don't actually require epics in the event, but yeah. Also, the final card, the Sion FKP 37. It's a flipping showroom car. I hate the show. I did this entire showroom just for it to get me just 30 blueprints. Like, this entire thing only gave me 30 blueprints. It sucks, man. It absolutely sucks. Also, I still have like all these stages to do autoplay in, so like I'm just trying to like do all the things I can. But if you're not in Garage level 60, then this is the only other source for you to get Sion blueprints. So unfortunately, just go start doing your showrooms right now. You can do like around 2 more showrooms before the Jesko Absolut special event ends. Actually 2.5. By the point if this video comes out, you'll be able to have like around 34, like 33 to 34 days for you to grind, like get the most Sion blueprints as you can before the Jesko Absolut special event is over. So just try your best to get as many blueprints for it as possible, because like each blueprint you get is tokens, like precious tokens saved that could have went to like the other support cards due to the multi-pack due protection mechanic. So once again, these cards, while yes, like all these cards are technically free to play, they are pretty hard to get in general, and if you don't have it, then you have to spend like a bunch of tokens on it. And let's not forget the potential case of these cards requiring epics for you to progress in the special events. But let's just say like the best case scenario that they don't need epics, then this is perfect for anyone that has saved tokens. Like if you saved a lot of tokens, then this is the perfect season for you to spend it. Don't forget there's also the Venom F5 TLE later on. I will talk about the TLEs later. But if you have managed to save tokens, then this is the perfect season for you. I don't know what the burst of speed skippers were like. They are basically prophets right now. They actually skip burst of speed for them to have tokens for whatever this season is. So sorry to the doubters, but then I myself have went for the burst of speed and I still have tokens. So maybe I'm a winner after all that. And nah, just kidding. But even if you went for the burst of speed and cannot go for this season, like if you're like a gauntlet player, then the burst of speed cards will still do well for you. Because ever since I got the burst of speed cards, I never dropped out of top 5 Division 5 gauntlet ever again. That's just how good the burst of speed cards are, like how versatile they are. So if you're a gauntlet player and spend on burst of speed, that's fine. You don't exactly miss out on way too much, well, except for the Jesko Absolut. Jesko Absolut is like one of the meta gauntlet cards at this point. It's also one of the best cards for you to use in multiplayer. It's like an extremely versatile card, and it's also still in Elite S. Like it's gonna be kicked out soon, like because it's now only the 5th highest ranked card in the game. But it's still in Elite S, so it's another card for you to use in both events, multiplayer, and gauntlet. No, what do I mean by both? There's 3 modes: events, multiplayer, and gauntlet. It's an extremely versatile card that could be used in literally anywhere. So again, I don't expect this to be an easy special event for such a card like this. There must be like some sort of caveats for it to be quote-unquote free to play before the Bugatti Bolide. So yeah, prepare the most amount of tokens that you can for this season, because this season is going to be a huge token drain if you don't plan properly. If you just lose all your tokens on the support cards and get no main cards, then you're screwed. So try your best to just prepare the most for it, calculate everything that you can, like see as far as you can, even in like the worst case scenario, and see how far you can get before you actually go for the season. Because even for me, even with this 107,000 tokens, I myself have calculated that I cannot go for both special events this season. What I'm thinking of doing is to just max the Tushek Aeon E without caring about the support in there, and try my best to just go all in for the Jesko Absolut event. So Jesko Absolut is still like a better and more versatile card than the Tushek Aeon E. So your main focus should still be Jesko Absolut events. However, if you genuinely cannot go for the Jesko Absolut event, then you may spend your tokens on the Tushek Aeon E and just invest into that, because the Aeon E is a blueprint card. There's no risk in investing into a blueprint card. Because even if you don't max it, even if you don't have all the support cards maxed, you can still simply get as far as you could with the Tushek Aeon E and you still have a card to use. Unlike the Jesko Absolut, where you will not have a card to use if you don't have the key. So just bear that in mind and calculate everything that you can. So that's all for the special events this season. I lied, there's actually one more. The Huracan Super Trophy Evo Unleashed. Yes, after 5 years. 5 years of gatekeeping. Yes, I'm more excited for this than the Jesko Absolut Special. After more than 5 years of gatekeeping, this car is actually available again. Ain't no flipping way. What were we doing, Geralt? Why is this car gate kept for like so long? Other D-Class cars were not even like this. Even the Mazda Mach-E only took like a year and a half to return. This took like 5 years. 5 years for you to get the key again in an actually affordable, like an actually free way. It's just insane. Why are we doing this to a D-Class car? I would expect gatekeeping for like S-Class car, but not D-Class cars like that. All those people that have been waiting for years. They've been waiting for years, and finally, there's an Unleashed. What do you need for this Unleashed? Vantage V12 Alfa Romeo Giulia GT-AM, the Servo, and the XKRS GT. So, Grand Prix car. Both of these cars have had 2 Grand Prix, and Servo and XKRS GT are Draft Syndicate cars. XKRS GT was in Draft Syndicate 10, and Servo was in Draft Syndicate 12. While the XKRS GT is also available in the VIP login thing. Like this thing right here. Every time you claim this pack, there's a bunch of XKRS GT blueprints in there. So if you've been logging in daily, you might have already had the XKRS GT Max. So that's really good for you. Once again, you have a head start for the Huracan SE Unleashed. And yeah, that's all for the special events this season. What an absolute banger this season is. Like, just from the special events, we go from 0 special events this season. Like, I do not consider a Spotlight special event as the quote-unquote a Spotlight. Oh, and also, there's no Spotlight next season. There's no more Spotlight next season, and we're back to the normal special events, and we have 3 of them. 3 of them, all for really good cars. Like, Revuelto is still a high-end B-Class car, by the way. A high-end B-Class car, high-end S-Class car, Absolute. Yes, it's the Absolute. What else am I supposed to say about it? And finally, a car that was gate kept for so long, and like a C-Class car. I mean, it's a cool C-Class car, but it's a C-Class car. Yeah. The absolute banger when it comes to the special events this season. And absolute token drain as well. If you don't have tokens for this season, then you're screwed. I'm sorry, but you really need a lot of tokens for this season. Especially when apparently multi-pack drops have been nerfed to 15%. Feels like the most recent event that had the Fenrir 600 LT and the 812 Superfast. Those multi-packs drop rate went from 20% to 15%. They actually got nerfed, so you may need more tokens. You will need to prepare more tokens for these special events. Now, just try to get tokens in any sources you can, from Gauntlet over here to like multiplayer or something. Just try to get the most tokens that you can for this sort of season. Wow, generally, I've never seen a season this stacked, and this is the first season of 2026. This is the first season of 2026, and it's already this stacked. What the hell, man? But yeah, that's all for the special events, and we're on to the time-limited events, which are also relatively good as well. Let's just start with the McLaren Elva Star Hunt. McLaren Elva was a Legend Pass car and had one single car hunt, and it's now a Legend Store car. So I managed to get all the blueprints for it in the Legend Store. So the star is going to be useless for me, but the Epic Hunt won't. I do need a lot of epics for the McLaren Elva. If I remember correctly, yeah, I don't even have anything else. I only have 1 out of 8 epics for it. So I'll definitely take the Epic Hunt for the McLaren Elva. Next up, the LEGO Technic Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport Tour. So we will not be having a Pure Sport, no, not a Pure Sport. We will not be having a LEGO Spotlight this season, and instead we'll just be having those tour kind of events. It's time for the Chiron Pure Sports. So what do you mean by the tour event? So remember the Lamborghini Revuelto, the LEGO Revuelto, and LEGO FXXK events, and also the other Faraday FF01 Unleashed type thing that was like a tour. That is the kind of event that the LEGO Pure Sport will be having. LEGO Pure Sport, it's a devo that doesn't float, so it kind of defeats the purpose of being a devo. So Not a special car, just get it if you can. It's not worth dumping your tokens onto it. What's worth dumping your tokens onto though is Blue Monday. Of course the event is called Blue Monday. The blue is for the tokens. You will lose all your tokens on that Monday. Turn that frown upside down and forget the Monday blues aboard the Hennessey Venom F5. What a stacked season. Why are all these high-end S-Class cars appearing in one season? What do you mean by this? So there is still a chance that there will not be packs for the Venom F5 because they, of course, like you know how much they want to gatekeep the Venom F5. If there are packs for the Venom F5, then this generally is the most stacked season that anyone could have asked for. Because, come on, man. Oh, I'm just flabbergasted at this point. I'm just completely flabbergasted at this point.
We'd like to take a moment to announce that
3 high-end S-Class cars. All of them are extremely good as well. Being in one season. I am not gonna have enough tokens for all of this. But yeah, so in case you cannot go for the 2 special events, there's still the Hennessey Venom F5 for you to get. Well, if there are packs for it. And of course, you already know what the Hennessey Venom F5 is like. It's still one of the best cars to get. It may have fell off a little bit in use due to the Rash Imperium and like the other stuff like Jesko Absolut as well. It's still a really good car. Like, don't get me wrong, man. It's still a really good car despite the current like meta of the game. It still holds up really well. I don't even know what to say at this point. There's so many stuff in this. I mean, there's not that many like events and special events. It's just the quality, the car quality is absolutely peak. This just completely demolished every single season so far in Asphalt when it comes to car quality. Like I said in the start of this video, these 3 cars completely shit on the main 3 cars of the Holiday Overdrive season. Like I said, Tushek Aeon E is like a bolide substitute. I cannot say the word substitute. Like, come on, man. What is wrong with my English? But yeah, a replacement for the bolide. Absolute, outright better than the Koenigsegg Chimera. Venom F5. It's just better than everything else. Like, who cares? Who cares about the 300 plus at this point? We just have like the Venom F5. Who cares about the CCXR when we have the Venom F5? Seriously. Why is this season just so much better than the last one? I said for the glazing of the season, of course, this season will not be good if you don't have tokens. So this season is only good if you have tokens. I'll just remind you about that. If you don't have tokens, then this is not a good season. You of course will need tokens for a season to become good. Right? So, next, TLE. Clean Energy Tour. We have the Formula E Gen 3, the IDR, and the H2 Speed. The H2 is a Legend Store car. The IDR was in Crash Store until Crash got removed, and last time was featured was the 20th anniversary spotlight. And for the Formula E Gen 3, the last time was featured was indeed the Formula E Gen 3 Grand Prix. So only the IDR, the Formula E Gen 3 are like the more exclusive cars that you might find those blueprints useful. The H2 Speed is just there. I would not recommend spending your tokens on this event either because IDR is a D-Class car, and D-Class cars are useless in the big 2026. Yes, we're now in the big 2026 now, and the Gen 3 Evo is a mid B-Class course, and mid B-Class cars have no place to stand in the big 2026. That's a lot of 2026s. Okay, next up, Epic Hunt. Yep, of course, after the start, there will be an Epic Hunt. Groundhog Day. For the Nissan GTR Nismo. GTR Nismo. Okay, let's go on to the next event. No, there's no more events. There are only car hunts at this point. The T-Roar Cigars and the M4 GT3. Let's go with the M4 GT3 first. The M4 GT3 is the second hunt, and it's in multiplayer rewards for like God knows how long. So most people already have this car at max. If you played multiplayer like frequently, then you would most likely have this car at max. And so the only thing that you will want to do is to get epics with this car. The first car hunt for the season though, the TVR Cigars, is no longer a Legend Pass exclusive car after this next hunt, luckily. This is a classic car that a lot of people knew from Asphalt 8, and of course I want to get my hands on it as well. So I'm glad that this car is gonna be out of the paywall state, and I can finally have the car. Well, the only issue is, wait, actually, January 8th. Does the CCXR special hunt end before January 8th? No, it absolutely does not. Okay, so that's the only issue I have, is that I will wait. I will not be doing the first 4 days of that hunt because I still need to grind a lot of credits for the CCXR. Oh yes, that's also another issue with the season. All of these high-end cars will require a lot of credits. So not only do you have to prepare a lot of tokens for it, you also need to prepare a lot of credits for these cars. If you want to do the ranked stages, and try to get as many epics as possible, you will need those cars upgraded. You will not be getting those epics with like a low upgrades car or like a low star car. So not only do you have to prepare tokens, you will also have to prepare a lot of credits for this. So make sure to grind the Koenigsegg CCXR special hunt because that's the best way for you to get credits at the moment. Right? And that's pretty much it for this season. There's no new cars in here because we are not in a new update yet. The new update will be the next season after the Speed Resolution season. But absolute banger. Free high-end S-Class cars. Let me remind you, free extremely high-end S-Class cars. And one of them is pretty much one of the best, like arguably the second or third best car in the game right now. It's just insane. But again, don't expect way too much, especially for the Jesko Absolut special event. Of course, you can expect an easier event for the Tushek Aeon E because we already have a relatively easy Monster Super GT special event where no cars required epics for you to get through the event. And of course, like both of these cars are blueprint cars, so that's also very understandable. But the Jesko Absolut is a much different case. It's a key car. It's also the highest ranked car to ever appear in the special event as well. There's all of these Drive Syndicate, Drive Syndicate, Drive Syndicate, and Drive Syndicate plus Gauntlet. This is the highest ranked car to ever be featured in the special event. So just prepare the most that you can and don't be too disappointed when you see the little gear icon next to a stage of a car, because that means you are not getting the Jesko Absolut anymore, because those support cars will require epics. But if there's none of that, then congrats. If you have tokens, congrats on your Jesko Absolut. I myself will be glad if there's no conditions for epics as well, because I myself will try to get this Jesko Absolut. This is like the only missing puzzle piece in my account at this point, because I mean, yeah, the Razor Tartarus is a more specialized gauntlet car, and of course I have the Rush Imperium at 1 star. As 1 star is still not as good as the 6 star Rush Imperium, but like generally, this is pretty much like the only missing piece in my entire account at this point. And I'm extremely excited to see what the event is like. Well, of course, I will try my best to not be disappointed if those supports actually need epics, but yeah, that is what I think about this season notes. Thank you all for watching through this yapping session. This is a little bit of a shorter one because I have no cars to analyze or to talk shit about. There will be more of these yapping sessions earlier than usual. It's once again, I've already said that I am allowed to make these earlier now. I do have a little bit of an early access info, like official early access info. I am allowed to do these a little bit earlier, and I am allowed to release them earlier than usual as well. So thank you for letting me have this opportunity, and thank you all to the viewers for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next Patch Notes yapping session. See ya.